Alright. I think we found the spot for a video. Right about there. Yeah, that looks like a good spot right there. Alright. So I actually found a better place to do the video. I think it's a better place. It's very open, very nice. You know, it's kind of loud. I'm sure y'all hear that. Here, let me move this up. But I think it's a very nice place to do a video. It's very open, very sunny out, actually. And it's just very nice. So I wanted to say first and foremost that with my YouTube channel, the reason I haven't been posting a whole lot is because I've been focused on other things a lot recently, like school. I've just been very distracted by a lot of worldly things, and I'm doing my best I can. You know, the most I can do right now is 2 videos a month is the most. And I'll get better at that. I've been doing this almost a year, but I'll get better and better at it. Posting wise, yeah. But what I wanted to also address is what a gift it is to be alive. It's very nice to be alive. It's very great to be alive, especially, where I live. I hope the mountains, if y'all can see that, I hope the mountains don't give it away where I live. I'm not going to say where I live, but it's very nice. It's a very beautiful day out, and I'm very excited for summer. 1, because I get to make a lot of videos, but 2, because it's great. I just love making videos. It's warm. It's, just, you feel God in your presence. But what I want to address in this video is loneliness. Loneliness. What does it mean to be alone? What does it mean to be by yourself? Why does it suck so much? Well, I will tell you. So, everyone knows, if you know the story of Adam and Eve, you know that the world was perfect. It was beautiful. It was majestic. No sin, no nothing, no evil. Nothing was in the world except Adam, Eve, God, creatures of the world, everything. And so God created everything. He created heavens. He created the earth. He created Adam and Eve. He said, you can go anywhere you want, do anything you want. You can play with the animals. You can eat from any tree, which involved a tree of life, which they could eat from, which gave them life, gave them understanding. But there was a forbidden tree, and everyone knows the story that Eve took a bite of the apple. Evil came into this world. Sin came into the world. But multiple different things happened. And multiple different things have been happening. And culture was created. All this different stuff. A lot of stuff I'm not going to get into. But God created community. He created other people for us to indulge in, to talk with, to be with, to feel happiness with, to feel sadness with. All these different things God created so that we didn't have to be alone in this world. The reason Eve was created, because if you read in Genesis, God created Adam first, But he saw that he was lonely. He saw that he was alone. He didn't have anyone. He thought the animals were cool, you know. Oh, look, it's a I don't know, it's a bird. Cool. Yeah, yeah. That's cool. And God asked him, "Don't you want to play with this? Don't you want to see this animal? Look at this. Look at a shark. Look at all these animals." And he's like, "Cool. That's amazing. I'm so grateful that you created me those." But Adam didn't tell God that he was sad. He didn't have anyone. But Adam didn't have to. Adam didn't have to tell God because God could see it. God could see it. And he knew. So he created Eve. This beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful being. The most beautiful being Adam had ever seen, or anyone had ever seen. Besides the angels, Adam, besides the angels, besides anyone like that, like Adam saw Eve and he thought she was the most majestic being ever, besides God. So God created Eve so that Adam could no longer be alone. And now this brings me to our timeline. Thousands of years later, many people on this earth are still alone. And you sit back and think, well, Liam, there's 8 billion people on this earth. How could somebody be alone? Think about it. There was probably hundreds of thousands of animals around Adam. There's probably hundreds of thousands of animals with Adam, you know, in the air, on the sky, in the sea, on the land, around Adam, but he was alone. Because, well, the animals couldn't talk. They couldn't speak to him. They still can't talk, you know. But he was alone. And, you know, people are alone mainly because they may not have any. Sure, they have family, they have friends, they have people like that, but they still feel alone. Why is that? It's because we don't feel like we have any. You know? Maybe you're hurt. Maybe you were hurt by someone. Maybe you're a boy and you were hurt by your girlfriend. She broke up with you and you're just hurt. And you step back and you start to think, does really anyone, like, because a love you have when you're a guy or a girl, you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever, and you have a love for someone like that, and it ends, you sit back, you start to think, can anyone really love me like that? Like, besides my parents, besides my siblings, besides my friends. I mean, your friends' love is different than your family's love, and your mom and dad's love is different than any other love you've seen, and God's love is better than any love. But when you get broken up with, you don't think about any other love than the love you just had. So it hurts, and you feel lonely. You start to feel like no one likes you or loves you in that way. Nobody feels romantically about you. And that's a sad feeling. I will say that's a very sad feeling, and I've had to feel that in the last couple of months. I didn't tell y'all, my girlfriend broke up with me, and I've had to feel that a couple of times. I'm like, is that really me? Is that who I am? Like, does anyone really love me besides myself like that, romantically? And that's not the only love that's out there. I'm going to be honest, that is not the only love out there. You all know, everyone knows that there's the love of your parents, the love of your friends, and the love of God that exceeds all others. Love of God exceeds all other love. But the reason you feel lonely at that moment, sorry, the reason you feel lonely at that moment is because you feel like nobody can love you in that way anymore. Like no one will ever love you in that way. And sad. Another type of loneliness is feeling alone. Like depression was. Depression is a different type of loneliness. Depression isn't saying, oh, I have no one. You know, depression is saying there are people around me. Depression and alone, I will put them together. Okay. The way I look at it is being lonely is saying I have people around me. I just feel sad. Like I don't feel like anyone really gets where I'm at. Being alone is feeling like you have no one. Even when there are people, you feel like you just have no one. Like no one is around. Not people, oh, people don't understand you. No. You feel like nobody is around. And you're just in the dark alone. There's one singular light on you, and that's it. You can't see anyone, you're just there in the dark, sitting alone, and it hurts. That's depression, loneliness. That's depression, aloneness. Because when you're depressed, depression, there's a whole different types of depression. I'm not going to go into that. But depression is when you feel alone, like you have no one. So, where I'm going with this is God wants us to remember. God always wants us to remember that we're never alone. We're never. Now, you can take that in a good way, like, oh, I'm never alone. You know, God's always with me. God's with me. You know, and that's amazing. You could take it a bad way, where it's like, oh, you know, I'm never alone. God's always watching me, or Satan's always watching me, taking my words into action. That is true. Both things are true. And then you couldn't take it at all. I recommend take it in a good way. I recommend to take it in a bowl. Be considerate of the bad and cherish the good of never being alone. You are never alone. Seriously. Like, look at me right now. You are never alone at all. God knows it. God is always with you. You know it, and I know it. You are never alone. Never. In a million years. You will never be alone. So whoever feels alone right now, please, I want to promise you, you are not alone. I want to promise you that. You are not alone. I can promise you that. Because Jesus is right there. Jesus is saying, I am right here. Jesus is right there. I believe it's in Matthew 6. I'm sorry, I don't have my Bible memorized too much, but I know it's in Matthew 6. You can quote me if I'm wrong, you can say I'm wrong, you can look at it, but I will tell you, Jesus says, I stand at the door and knock. Whoever opens, I will receive them. Now, a lot of people take it, oh, you're just letting Jesus into your life. You are. You are. So, whoever feels alone right now, I want to reach out to you. I want to say, you aren't alone, and you should let Jesus into your life. Because He is at your door. He is knocking. Not physically. like metaphorically. That is a metaphor. He is not physically at your door, knocking on your front door saying, let me in, let me in. No, he is not. He is in, this is a metaphorical term, but spiritually, he is knocking at the door. And if you open the door, you can say, Lord, come in. Come in. I know my house is messy. I know I didn't clean up my room. I didn't clean up this. I didn't clean up my living room. But I know you can help me clean up. Because 2 is better than 1. 2 cleaning up a house is better than 1. Please, always remember you are never alone. You're never alone in your life. And you are always looked after by God, by Jesus. Turn to Christ.